Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a stream of Marvel Champions. This is a game that recently, kind of like right after the holiday season, I got back into. I used to play it way back when it originally came out. I had the core box, and I believe I bought the Guardians of the Galaxy expansion a bit later, but I never really delved into it. So I started playing some more. I did a few solo games, and then I was able to play a few co-op games with my girlfriend, Amber, and I really enjoyed it, and she really enjoyed it as well. So that led to me starting to collect a lot of the heroes that I was missing, the expansion sets that I was missing, and organizing everything, and just I got super sucked into it. I was enjoying every second of it. It kind of felt like collecting cards again. You know, when I was a little kid, I remember collecting Pokemon cards, but never really learned how to actually play the game. And didn't really have money to afford to like build a adequate deck that was going to be viable in the actual, you know, the TCG game playing aspect of it. So this is kind of fulfilling a little bit of a childhood dream of being able to collect these cards. It is a CCG. So it's one that you know exactly what you're purchasing when you buy expansions and hero packs. There's no randomness when it comes to the cards, so you always know what you're going to be getting out of those packs. So it's just kind of fun to collect, slowly build out the set, and I'm a huge fan of Marvel. So I love playing all these different heroes and all these different characters, and I've just been having a blast. So I thought it would be fun to kind of start from the beginning. And then maybe we can work our way through the core set, and then maybe delve into some of the expansions, maybe even do some of the campaigns. I have not touched any of the campaigns yet. So far, I've fought Rhino, Klaw, Ultron, and Sandman. Those are the villains I've faced so far. I beat all of those on Standard and Expert at least once now. And we've had a good amount of wins in co-op. Our first 3-player game with our son did not go super well. I ended up playing a Thor against Ultron, and my deck was heavily reliant on pulling out minions. The drones were getting taken care of pretty adequately, which meant that I wasn't really getting my card draw from killing a minion. So I didn't realize there was only 2 minions in the standard set for Ultron. So I was going through the entire encounter deck and then pulling a minion. Sometimes I wasn't even getting one, and I was just kind of accelerating the main scheme faster and faster. So it did not work out very well. I also never played Thor before, so I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes. But, you know, it wasn't, it was kind of a struggle, and I think we got him to his 3rd phase because we were trying on Expert, and then, you know, lost shortly after that. So, today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going against Rhino, and we're going to be doing Expert. So we're going to start on his 2nd stage and then go into his 3rd stage. We do have his encounter deck already pulled. We have the standard 1 cards in here, and then we have Bomb Scare as a additional module, and the Expert card. So there's 3 Expert encounter cards as well. So we're going to give this a shot. We're going to be playing Magneto, who is, I believe, the newest hero. So I bought him recently, and I've played a few times with him, and I really enjoy the way this character plays so far. I have dabbled in a few other characters, so, you know, eventually we'll kind of pull some of those other ones out as well. But yeah, today we're going to be doing some Magneto, and I believe we are playing Leadership Magneto. The emphasis is typically with Leadership is a good amount of allies, definitely playing a lot of my magnetic cards, and also playing out of my discard pile. You know, because of my magnetic pull ability when I'm in my hero form, which lets me discard cards from the top of my deck until a magnetic card is discarded, I figured if I could utilize some cards that would benefit from going to the discard pile, or maybe they're playable from the discard pile, that would allow me to, I guess, like, loosen the consequences of milling my deck to grab magnetic cards with that ability. Now, he also does have the response when you switch back to his alter ego to allow you to shuffle the top 3 cards of your discard pile back into your deck. So he does have a little bit of a balance there himself on the actual character, but I do still want to try to take advantage of stuff that is going to my discard pile if possible. You know, maybe there's times where I don't want to necessarily flip over to alter ego. So with that being said, we are going to be starting on stage 2, as we said before, and with stage 2, it says to search the encounter deck and discard pile for the break in and take inside scheme and reveal it, shuffle the encounter deck. So we did already pull that out. That starts with 2 threat, and then it's going to add 1 additional per player, and since I'm playing solo, I will add 1 more, so it's at 3. And then we're going to go ahead and flip 1A to 1B on the main scheme. Starts with 0 threat, and it only goes to 7. So if he hits 7, we lose. He only has 1 main scheme. He's a pretty straightforward villain that we're going to be fighting here. So he's not too much, nothing crazy going on here. I have had instances where if you get unlucky, you know, maybe he gets a decent scheme with a boost that maybe schemes for, let's say, 4, and then you go to draw your encounter card, and then he gets to scheme again. I have had an instance like that occur where he just kind of won in 1 turn, and there really wasn't too much I could do, at least with the character I was playing. I know there's a lot of different characters and decks, especially like Justice style decks, where you can mitigate that pretty effectively. But we are doing Leadership, so I don't have too many things to slow that down. I think the goal is going to be to not be in alter ego too much unless we feel like we're pretty safe. So that's going to be the goal. We start with 10 hit points. He's going to start with 15 in a solo game. And the break-in and take-in side scheme, until I remove all 3 threat, when we get to the villain phase, I'm going to have to draw 1 additional encounter card. So that is not great. Let's see. And we are using this really cool 3D printed magnetic setup that I got from Etsy recently. I think it's really, really cool. I love that it kind of makes the whole setup more vertical, so you can actually see the hero straight on without having to look down. It has slots to equip 4 attachments, which I think is really cool. And then all of these actually come apart, and I have additional ones, so if we ever fought something that would have a lot more schemes coming out, maybe in a 3 to 4 player game, you know, we have slots for those as well. Okay. So we are going to be starting in our alter ego form. And if I do make any mistakes, you know, please feel free to correct me. I'm recently coming back into the game, so I'm relearning a lot of the rules. And I know there's been a lot of kind of updated rule changes or more specification on how rules should work, especially with a lot of the newer characters, the new traits, the new, you know, different abilities and triggers that can occur. So, you know, I'm not going to say I'm going to play this perfectly, but I'm going to do my best to catch anything along the way. Alrighty. So we're going to go ahead and draw up to a hand of 6, since that is our hand size in alter ego form. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. I love, 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 love the flavor of Wrap the Metal and Magnetic Missile. It's kind of a neat way where you're kind of wrapping a minion in metal and then propelling them, shooting them like a missile into another target that then does damage to them and stuns them and gets rid of the original minion. So I thought that was really, really fun. All right. We could go for just straight up 7 damage, which would be kind of funny. But we don't have anything specific to alter ego. So I think we're going to flip over. And what did we have in our hand? We have our magnetic bubble upgrade. So it does give us some shield, but I am definitely going to try to get Nick Fury out first so we can get that 3 card draw. But I think we're going to start with doing a magnetic pool, and I'm going to hope to get my magnetic resource just so I can have an easier time getting a lot of this stuff out. Now that does not exhaust my character when I do that, so I can do that while he's not exhausted or do it when he's exhausted as well. There's no real reason for me to do it. I mean, I guess there's a chance I get the cape. So yeah, there's a chance I get the, no, because I would be doing the magnetic pull to get the cape, so that would not affect it. All right, so yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do magnetic pull. So we're going to discard from the top of our deck until we get a magnetic card, and we actually got the magnetic resource card, which is exactly what I was looking for, so that is convenient. Ooh, we can make the call and then possibly get another Nick Fury out next turn. So we are going to play our Master of Magnetism. It's going to be 2 resources. We're going to get rid of Magnetic Missile here. Oof, I really like a lot of these cards. It kind of stings using any of them. I kind of want to get my bubble out because then I can stay aggressive. I think we get rid of this first, make the call, because we do have more in the deck. So it's not going to be the end of the world if we don't have it to kind of cheese Nick Fury right away. Then we're going to go ahead and play Nick Fury for 4. And we're going to choose to draw 3 cards with that trigger. Oh, and we did get wrapped in metal. Now, this encounter doesn't have a ton of minions from what I remember. Let's see. Ooh, we can use our power and leadership for M. There is no minion, so we are going to lose that effect. But we will get value in getting 2 resources out of 1 card. Yeah, I think we're going to get rid of Wrapped in Metal and Gambit with our Power and Leadership in order to get M out. She would defeat a minion with fewer remaining hit points than M, but there are no minions, so that will not trigger. And I really do like these cards in my hand. So I kind of don't want to discard them. If I do get a minion, this Metal Shards is great because it'll do 7 damage. If I defeat something, I do get tough status, so that is nice. And I do want to save my Magnetic Bubble because that's just going to allow me to stay aggressive and kind of just push through hero phase without too much worry of him doing damage to me. And I have a decent amount of minions out as well, so that is nice. So, with that being said, we could get more value out of M if we thwart twice, and then actually we could thwart 3 times and then get an attack out to kind of finish her off or use her as a shield in the end. So I think I'm gonna thwart for 2. Kind of put these off to the side. I'm gonna thwart for 2 again. So we get rid of this guy. Let me just scoot that over. Okay, that gets discarded. And then we're going to attack for 2 on our guy over here, Rhino. And they're both going to take consequential damage. And then we're going to go ahead and tap. And I'm going to draw up to my hand size of 5. Okay, we did get a resource card, so that's good. That's a really fun effect, but I cannot play this character. So because I'm playing, I believe, 3 copies of Make the Call, I do have a couple characters that I cannot lay, typically. This one I can, because I am an X-Men. But like some of the Webbed Warrior characters, I can only play them if I have a Web Warrior, but if I use Make the Call to summon them from my discard pile, it actually ignores that requirement, which is really cool. Thought that was a really neat way that interacts. Okay, so now he is going to go, and he's going to be attacking for 3 first. Let's go ahead and put a threat token on that. So he's attacking for 3 plus 2, and that got rid of one of his attachments, so I'm actually really happy about that. And we are going to have Nick Fury take that because he's going to be gone at the end of this turn anyway. So there is no reason in keeping him around. So he's going to block that hit for me, and then we have to draw an encounter card. Oh, that is not great. So we did pull Shadows of the Past as our first encounter card. So we are going to get our Nemesis minion. I did not really think about how I'm going to be laying these out. Let's see. I guess we could use some of these because we're not going to have too many schemes. So let's kind of do that. Maybe we'll move some of these status cards over so I got some space here. And now that's number 4. So Exodus is going to be coming out. And he has 6 health. He is an Acolyte Elite minion, so I cannot use my Wrapped in Metal ability on him. He has Toughness and Villainous. I do not remember what Villainous is, so I will have to check that. And Force Response. After Exodus attacks you, discard cards from the top of your deck equal to his attack. Okay, I think Villainous means he gets a boost card, if I'm not mistaken. But he does have Toughness. So that is not great. Okay, so let's go ahead and put a Toughness token on him. Yikes. All right, we'll just put that up top for now. And we are also going to be getting our side scheme as well, which is going to be Martyr for Mutants. It's going to have 3 threat per player. It's just me, so just 3. And the defeating player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. And I think that icon is plus boost card, so he gets another boost card when he attacks. All right, so not the greatest first encounter card. Then the remaining cards from our specific Nemesis deck now get shuffled into the encounter deck. So now those can come out, which is not great. So we definitely want to take care of this guy ASAP. I really don't want to flip into alter ego here. So I'm hoping we can make something work. I don't want the scheming to get out of control. We did save that 7 damage attack, so if I can get that toughness off of him, I will be able to finish him off and get a toughness myself. So I am glad I saved that card. That is pretty sweet. Okay, so that is going to be his turn. All right, what do we got here? Discard a status card from a character. So character, is that just players? Does that not include minions? I'm cooked. Hey, what's up, John? The very first encounter card I pulled was Shadows of the Past, you know? I've been avoiding it in a lot of my games, so I feel like it was due time that it happened. Here, let me move over so I can see the chat a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So we can't play Spider-Man. We can do our magnetic pull again. Yeah, there's a chance we get our digging resource. So let's go ahead and do that first. Yeah, let's do that first. Okay, so we got metal shards right away. So we have a second metal shards now. You're just YouTube? Yeah, this is just on YouTube. Unfortunately, where we are, we can't get fiber. And with our internet connection, streaming on both would be a absolute struggle, especially at like a decent quality. So unfortunately, it's just YouTube right now. Hopefully we can get fiber in the future and then we don't have to worry about that. Okay. So what we're going to do first, I don't want to... Oh, man. So we're going to play that. Yeah, we won't have enough to get another character out, which means he's going to get that additional boost, which is fine because he's just going to kill M when he attacks at that point, which isn't the end of the world. We do have plenty of other minions kind of coming out, so it's not too bad. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to... sounds like you guys need to sell and move closer out this way, but whatever. Hey, I am all for it, but her job is physically needs her in this area. That's kind of the one thing that makes that difficult. I'm pretty much like full remote at this point, so I'm free as a bird in terms of like where I need to be for my job. But yeah, I do miss being 7 minutes away from game night. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing Rhino on Expert. I thought for at least this series, I'm just going to kind of go through the core set. So do Rhino, do Klaw, do Ultron, and I think I'm just going to play all of them on Expert and then jump into some of the other boxes. All right, possibly at one of the scenario packs. Because me and Amber are going to be starting a campaign. We're going to be doing the Sinister Motives campaign together. So I don't know if we're going to necessarily record that, but that's going to be one that we're going to be doing ourselves. And then, you know, if you ever play again, we can play something. But, you know, no pressure. No pressure. Okay. So I'm going to attack this minion to get rid of his toughness. And then I'm going to spend Genius, which is 2 resources, and Spider-Man for my 3rd. Whatever. And I'm going to go ahead and play Metal Shards, which is going to do 7 damage to an enemy. And if that attack defeats an enemy, I get tough. So he has 6 health. So I am going to... Ooh, I could give M tough. No, it just says... Wait, it says gain a... I think that's just for me. Gain a tough status card. I wonder if I could apply that to my minions. I am curious. Just because I'm not 100% sure, I'm going to just give it to myself. But that would be really cool because that'd be a neat way to kind of save some minions if I wanted to push a little bit further with them. Okay, so that is used up. This guy is toast. Yeah, and it's only when he attacks, so he doesn't do anything crazy, anything else crazy to me. Man, I wish I had one more resource. She only thwarts for 2. Wait, oh yeah, I had to attack for the toughness. That kind of put me in a bad position. So I unfortunately don't have much I can do here on my turn. I am going to thwart for 2. The additional boost isn't going to be bad because we have tough. So we're going to thwart for 2. So that's going to leave 1 on this, which isn't the end of the world. And we won't trigger the discarding of 9 cards right away. And then we're going to go ahead and discard that card, retap. She would take another consequential damage, so she is now down to 2 health. Just looked it up. You can apply it to either. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Okay, because it just said gain a status card, and when I started kind of catching up on more of the current rules and rule updates, because they've posted a lot of rule changes online, there's just so many very specific nuances that I just didn't catch. Been here just working on my loom. I did see 2 viewers, so I assumed it was you, babe. But I'm glad you're here. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for popping in. Okay. So with that being said, he is going to go ahead and get another threat right away. It took me a second to get what you were saying. I was like, what? Luminal. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm actually going to double check that icon. I do believe he just gets to draw an additional boost card, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. It's not going to be keywords. Let's just go to Rules 1.0. It'll be in that for sure. Whoa, whoa. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Where is that symbol? Ooh, it does not show that symbol in the original rules. Oh, because that came with the Magneto pack. So, inserts, let's find Magneto. I really want to get to a point where I get to do Ronin, because I hear that he is extremely difficult. And I like the sound of a really hard challenge. That sounds fun to me. Man, they don't have the Magneto slip in here. Oof. Uh-oh. I'm pretty sure that gives him another boost. Okay, so he is hitting me for 3 plus 2, so 5 plus nothing. I'm going to just have my tough trigger, so I do not take any damage from that. Oh man, the emotes are coming in full effect. And then we're going to have to go ahead and draw an encounter card. Oh, we got a minion. So we have Shocker. 3 health. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each hero. That's fine. That's okay. 1 damage is not bad. Okay, so back to us. Let's see. She's still kicking. We can do another 7 and get another tough status. But I do want to switch to Alter Ego just for that hand size. These 2 noble sacrifices in my hand, not ideal. I can say that much. And we do have to start trying to get some of our cards back into our deck as well. Lockjaw is pretty cool because I can actually play him from my discard pile. He does cost 4 though. Let's see. So I think we're going to discard 3 here to play our magnetic bubble. And then we're going to thwart for 2 on the main scheme. Get that off. She's going to take another consequential damage, so next hit she will be gone. And we do have a bubble for 6 damage now, and we also have Retaliate, which is pretty sweet. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do our magnetic pool. Oh, there's another make the call. Okay, so we got our armor. Ooh, that's actually pretty sweet. And then we're going to go ahead and... Man, I could have defeated... Oh, actually, he will die from my Retaliate if I hit him for 2. That's going to leave that boost card up, though. But then M can just take the hit from the double boost attack, which isn't too bad. The bubble is really, really strong. It's awesome. It's a force interrupt when you would take any... Okay, so if I block with my ally, that avoids the force interrupt, but if I were to take damage, then that has to trigger. That's interesting. That's also a big thing that I also learned. The difference between a response and a forced response matters a lot. Also, we can play actions on each other's turn, John, which I don't think we were doing very often. There was a lot of other rules that I kind of figured out after that time we played. A lot more that we could have been doing, which would make this a little bit more, I guess, like interactive in a co-op setting. Oop, dropped the card. All right. So do we attack, guarantee he dies? Yeah, that one. And then if you play ranged, it avoids it. Like it shoots around it, which is really cool. Let's see. There's so many new traits and stuff that it's just so cool, man. I'm loving it. All right, so we already did our magnetic pull. We are going to... I kind of want to just like leave that there for now. I'm not super worried about it, so I'm going to attack this guy for 2. Just so when he hits me, he gets retaliated on. Oh, it ignores retaliate. That's right. That's really cool. I like that. I don't know if you fought Sandman, but man, that is a very interesting encounter with all the sand tokens that you're dealing with all the time. Okay, so we'll kind of keep this off to the side since we're not gonna need it super often. We are gonna flip over. Oh, do we? Like, I want to get cards back into my deck, but then he's not going to attack. They're both going to scheme. It's going to add 1 scheme, at least 2 scheme. He's going to double boost. Ah, we can't. I think we stay in this form. Yeah. So we just dropped to 5. Oh, and of course, Digging Deep comes out. Okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit of a slower game. But that's okay. All right, so that is all we can do. I'm going to stay in hero form just because I do want this guy to die here. And okay, so first we're going to go ahead and add a threat. Rhino is going to attack, and he's going to double boost. So 3 plus 2. So he's hitting for 5. I'm going to have... I mean, I could take all of it. And I could save M and get another 3 damage out of her. Or 2 thwarting. I think it's actually worth saving the ally here. So yeah, I'm going to take 5 on my shield. And I'm going to retaliate. So he will get hit for 1. And then I am going to get attacked by Shocker. He's going to be hitting me for 2. He'll get retaliated on and then die. But I am going to take 1 point of damage since I only had 1 left. Actually, no, it would hit the shield. Then if there's at least 6, so it takes the full hit, but then my bubbles popped. Okay, that's actually really cool. All right, neat. And then I have to draw an encounter card. All right. Oh, great. It's one of my Nemesis cards. Angry Acolyte. When revealed, each Acolyte minion engaged with a player activates against that player. If no minion activates this way, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an Acolyte minion is discarded. Reveal that minion. That is terrible. Because if he is not close, we are about to burn through this deck. Oh, gosh. Because I'm pretty sure the only Acolyte is going to be the one that I added with my deck. Yeah, this is bad. Oh no, dude. Oh, there's an Acolyte. Holy. All right, so she has 4 health. She has quick strike. I am in hero form, so she will quick strike me. After force response, after a frenzy attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Bro, I am just getting bullied now. So I could defend for 2. I could even have M take it, but I'm going to take the 2 damage. And it's just after she attacks, so she doesn't even have to land the hit, but I have to discard the top 2 cards of my deck. Oh no, I needed that. I need those upgrades. Oh no. Let me see here. Oops. I want to see if I can up the frame rate on this. Yeah, it didn't make too much of a difference. Seems to be the same. I think with more light, the exposure will kind of balance itself out. Okay, so that was awful. It is now back to me, and we have another minion in the way. Oh boy. This is usually a pretty easy fight, and he is just not letting up. And once again, I can't do everything. I could do Magnetic Pull. Not flipping over to Alter Ego and getting those cards back in my deck is starting to feel really bad. But, oh no, wait, if I get my cloak down, or my armor down first, I do get a bonus after doing Magnetic Pull, depending on what I flip. But then that means I will not be able to do metal shards, and possibly. Okay, so we're going to discard an energy. We are going to lay down our magnetic armor. After I resolve the magnetic pull ability, if you discarded at least one of the following resource icons, I gain a plus to my thwarting, my attack, or defense, depending on the resource. So if I do discard a couple, there is a chance I do get multiple bonuses for this turn, for this round. So now we're going to go ahead and do our magnetic pull. Okay, so Legion. He is a lightning bolt, so I have +1 defense this round, and then we're going to get magnetic missile. Ugh, that is not what we were hoping for there. So now the question is do we get another ally out on the table, or do we just metal shards? I can give him +2 attack. He would be able to one-shot Frenzy, and he would still be alive, and I would have another shield. I think we do ally. The toughness sounds nice, but the toughness is like the equivalent of an ally, but the ally gets to do more things beforehand. And 7 damage is just going to be overkill, which really isn't going to be benefiting us a ton here. Yeah, I agree. So we're going to discard 3 cards for 3 resources. We're going to play Miles Morales Spider-Man. Response: after you play Spider-Man from your hand, choose thwart or attack. Spider-Man gets +2 of the chosen power until the end of the phase. So I'm going to give him +2 attack, so he's doing 4 now. And I'm going to go ahead and attack Frenzy to get rid of that. Oh, and then let's see, we only discarded, yeah, we have +1 defense for this round, so if we had to block, we could, but I think we are going to be flipping over this turn. So with that being said, I think I want to, if I attack with M first, I can guarantee she gets shuffled back into my deck, because she will be on the top 3. Which I'm not super upset about. I need to remember I can play Lockjaw from the discard pile. That is a character that I forget. When I have like nothing to do, I will literally forget that I can do that. because he's just in there. Okay, so we're going to attack for 3. We're going to bring Rhino down to 9. And that is going to defeat M. He's tapped. Okay. And then with Magneto, since we're going to be flipping, I'm going to go ahead and thwart just to be extra safe, because I have seen things happen. And then we're going to flip over to Alter Ego. Top 3 cards get shuffled into my deck. I really need to draw my one upgrade. I think it's Asteroid M. Every time I'm in Alter Ego, I get to pull the top magnetic card from my discard pile and put it back into my deck. That card is so freaking good, and I still haven't seen it yet. Like, getting that early on it feels so OP. I love it. So it's kind of unfortunate we're not getting it early this turn. Okay, so he's going to be scheming. Now we have a hand size of 6. Oh, Def Focus, Asteroid M. Digging deep, that feels bad. Did not want to draw that. Okay. This could be, oh, see, so this card is really good for future villains. You can tell, like, this character is more current, where, like, Rhino is obviously the very first villain of the core set. When I remove 3 threat, if it's the last threat on the scheme, I can discard an attachment with the text hero action or hero response. So usually the attachments that require you to get rid of resources to discard them, this card just gets rid of it altogether if I can clear out a scheme with it. Rhino, all of his attachments do not have that. So he usually just hits you really hard and then it gets discarded. So that kind of stinks. It's not going to be super effective against him, but it's not a bad card. All right, so that is our 6 cards. Let's go ahead and do his turn. So he's going to be scheming. Oh, I forgot he still has the double boost. Wait a second. I am going to retro a little bit here. I'm actually going to get rid of... Oh, see, I can't do that because it would mess everything up. I would not have drawn this because I would have discarded 9 cards first, which would have made my hand entirely different. So we just have to deal with the consequences. Okay? So he is going to scheme for 1 plus nothing. Okay. Plus 3. So he's scheming for 4. I also should have added 1 at the beginning of the villain phase. So he's scheming for 4. So we are 2 away from losing the game. That's how fast that happens. Well, that's where tough would come in handy, his big hits. Yeah, for sure. So I do have to draw an encounter card. And if this is he gets to scheme again, just like that, I lost the game. But that's mainly my fault because I should have gotten rid of the double boost. All right, it is a mercenary who has guard, so I have to defeat him before I can hit the villain again. So we got lucky. We got lucky. Let's see. This makes a superpower cheaper, which would count for that. Adam Warlock is such a fun ally. After Adam Warlock attacks or thwarts, discard 1 card at random from your hand, and depending on the printed resource on it, you get to do some pretty powerful things. Either heal 3, remove 3 threat, or deal 3 damage, and if you get a wild, you get to choose any of those, which is really neat. It might be... Is it easier if I put it to this one? Yeah. Takes a second to focus, but it's definitely much clearer that way. So I'll try to do that. We do have Make the Call, but we don't. I also should have tapped these guys up. Also, Miles Morales would have taken consequential damage. Make sure I do that. Okay, so now the question is, I do have Asteroid M, and that has to be used in Alter Ego. It is not a superpower. So I want to get Def Focus out as well. Having that resource cost reduction for superpowers is definitely super useful. I don't think we're going to get Adam Warlock out this turn. And even if we did, we do have Make the Call, so maybe we have a play to pull him out of the discard pile if we really needed to. So I think we're going to use Digging Deep and Adam Warlock to pay for our Asteroid M. And then I can tap Asteroid M to shuffle the topmost magnetic card in my discard pile into my deck, and it heals me for 1. Yeah, I like that card. So let's see what our top magnetic, that's going to be Metal Shards, so that's going to go back into our deck. That's really fun when you, like, if you get that after you play Magnetic Resources from Magneto's deck, getting that double resource card back into your deck and you know, pulled again, whew, that feels good. All right. All right, so we can flip over. We do have that Hydra Guard in the way. We still can scheme, though. So we are going to flip over. We don't have any other alter ego. Yeah, we have no other alter ego effects, so we're going to flip over to our hero side. And then we're going to do our magnetic pool. Hey, digging deep. So because we discarded this, we get it added to our hand. Yay, that's always fun when that actually works. Okay, so we got a magnetic missile again, unfortunately. We keep getting it alone, which is not great. But it's a resource, so I cannot complain. I think, ooh, we could do a make the call into a Nick Fury. But that's everything I have. Maybe we could do a make the call for something cheaper. The problem is I think we only have... if we have a 2-cost minion, that would be awesome. I don't think there is one. Man, Avengers Mansion. Ah, that would have been fantastic to draw. Yeah, I think they're all like 3s and 4s. The Nick Fury into drawing 3. Oh. No, I think I used her to pay for something. The Nick Fury into drawing for 3. There's a good chance I wouldn't even be able to play anything out of that new hand. Or we just draw a bunch of resources and then we kind of have a dead turn. So I don't think it's worth it. It kind of stinks. We haven't really gotten to use Make the Call, which is like one of my favorite cards in this deck. But that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and discard Make the Call. Actually, you know what? Let's wait to do that a little bit later. So if we flip into our alter ego next turn, we can throw it back into the deck. Is that worth it? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, let's just we're gonna get rid of our magnetic missile. Gonna punch my loom. Oh, John, you're getting hit. And we're gonna play Def Focus for 1. So as a hero action, I can exhaust this to make my next superpower card. I play this turn, cost 1 less. And then I'm going to play Digging Deep for 1 resource. I'm going to tap Def Focus, and I'm going to play Electromagnetic Blast. So it's going to cost 1 thanks to Def Focus. It's going to remove 3 threat from Scheme. So we're going to get rid of 3 here. And then we still have our guys here. So I think we're going to attack the Mercenary for 1. Or I'm sorry, for 2. So he's down to 1. And I take 1 consequential. And then with Magneto, I could attack. Do I get rid of the Mercenary? He's going to attack me for 1. Or do I scheme here? Yeah, we might as well. That way our ally at least has the option of doing something else. So we're just going to attack him as well. Get rid of this guard ally. It's kind of annoying. And then, oh, when I did Magnetic Pool, I got the missile. I discarded. That would have gave me 1 additional thwart. which doesn't really matter here. That doesn't make a huge difference. Yeah, we did attack for 2 to get rid of the minion, so he's tapped. And then I think we're going to make the call. Oh, do we keep it? I think we keep it just in case. Then we have a backup plan in case our hand just ends up being a bunch of resources. We can pull something from the discard pile. I think that's a good move. May regret it. We'll find out. So we're going to re-ready everything, draw up to 5. Oh, we got Cyclops. We got Black Panther. Wow, lots of minions. And Power of Leadership. Okay. All right, all right. Black Panther's pretty fun. M could be really good if we end up getting a minion here. So, now the slightly scary part. One's going to get added here. He's going to be attacking me. Still getting the double boost. Really need to get rid of that. Okay, so 3 plus 2. Got rid of my obligation, which is nice. Plus 1. So he's hitting me for 6 right now. We're going to go ahead and have Spider-Man take that. Sorry, Spider-Man. And then we're going to go ahead and draw a encounter card. The villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. That's not good. 3, 4, 4. 4 damage. Do we take the 4 or do we block? I do not like blocking in this game. Makes me feel sad inside. Oh. I think we're going to take the 4 here. We're going to take the 4 here. All right. Our turn, our turn. We need to get rid of that card now. It is time. So, no minion. We do have our magnetic pool, which I don't see a reason to not do that. Let's go ahead and do that now. Oh, Maria Hill. Okay, so, oh, that's our first magnetic card, sorry. So Maria Hill, when she enters play, every player gets to draw a card. So, I think that's worth it, because we get the shield, and we also get a card draw. And because of Power of Leadership, this is going to be a 1 card. It's a double resource, but it's going to be a 1 card trade for an ally that also lets us draw. So I think, and also for that resource, we are going to have +1 thwarting this turn. I need to remember that because we discarded that first during our magnetic pool. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and make the call, play our Power of Leadership to get Maria Hill into play, which is going to let us draw 1. Okay, another scheme removal, which is nice. And then I'm going to thwart for 3. Yeah, to get rid of everything here. Because we're probably going to go Alter Ego, so I definitely want to clear that. I could also attack and then play Electromagnetic Blast. But we could Metal Shards here and hit him pretty hard. Cyclops for 3. Or Metal Shards for 2. If I Metal Shards, I can then Asteroid M to put it back into my deck as well. So we can really just kind of chunk them down here. I hate that that makes me discard 9 cards. I've been like ignoring it, but it's not going to work out in my favor the longer I wait. I also just like having more allies out. Cyclops is going to buff damage for a round. He's definitely better when you have like a board set up for it. Yeah, I think we're going to... M is not... I mean, M hits for 3, though. but 4 would be everything in my hand, where I could do a 3. I could do a 2. Yeah, there's no way to play more than what I have right now. I can reduce that to 2. So I'd have to get rid of 2 cards. And then I'd only have 2 left. Or I could reduce this to 1. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. Yep. Big Dammy? No, I think I know that. I think we do this play here. So I think we're gonna discard 4. Oh, but then I don't get to use Depth Focus. Just feels wrong. Like, Metal Shards is the only thing I would really get out of that. Like the 7 raw damage to him. But I think we hold off on that. We are going to be able to get Metal Shards back into the deck, which is good. So we're gonna discard 4 to play Black Panther. Then Black Panther is really cool. So I get to pull a blue leadership event from the discard pile and attach it to him, and then I can play it off of him as if it were in my hand. So I just wanted to double check, make sure there was nothing else I wanted. I'm okay with not getting Noble Sacrifice. I am going to grab one of my Make the Calls, and I'm going to attach it to him face down. So in the future, I can play it free out of my hand and pull another ally. And I'll have a bigger hand size next turn, so that'll be really, really good. And then we are going to do the scary thing. So we are going to thwart. She's going to take Consequential here. And get rid of this finally. When the defeating player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. All right. I don't even want to see them. It's just going to make me sad too. Ooh, that comes to my hand. 3, 4, 5. Oh, my energy. 6, 7. My cape. 8, 9. Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so we did get some, actually my cape is the top 3 right now. So this is actually awesome. So we are going to flip over to Alter Ego. Top 3 cards of my discard are going to go into my deck. And these are all Wrapped in Metal I could do without. I'm not super excited about that one. But double resource magnetic card and my cape, which lets me re-ready Magneto, is going to go back in my deck. And my deck is 2 cards right now. So that's sick. We do have Digging Deep. Ooh, that Make the Call is going to become less useful really soon when I draw back up, but I can keep them out for a little bit. Then I'm going to tap Asteroid M to take the top magnetic card and put it back into my deck. That's going to be Metal Shards. Guaranteed drawing that. I was like really excited for getting that extra resource from Digging Deep just because it discarded and gave it to me for free, but I have nothing to use it on. So it's actually trash. That was actually a dud. All right, and then with Black Panther, we are going to go ahead and attack for 2, bring him down to 7. We're getting to the point where we're soon going to have enough upgrades where we're going to start pumping damage and just blowing through these phases. But always have to kind of build up to it. Also, because we used Asteroid M, we do get to heal for 1. And I am going to get rid of... How many cards are in my deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I draw 6, I'm going to get 2 encounter cards. But if I keep Digging Deep, I will only draw 5, and I will keep myself from doing double encounters during the villain phase. So we are going to keep this trash card. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's actually beautiful. Tap this. He's going to take 2 consequential for attacking. Let me not forget that. Everything is tapped up. Okay, we're going to add 1 threat. He is scheming with only 1 boost. Okay, so he's going to scheme for 3 total. That's at 4. Draw an encounter card. And we got Bomb Scare. Let's see, 2 threat, place 1 for each player, and an acceleration token. So now he's going to add 1 additional threat at the beginning of a villain phase, if that is still around come next villain phase. And that is it for him. So that was a pretty quick turn. And I'm glad we didn't go for the double encounter, because that's just a higher chance for that double scheme to come out. And then I just lose the game, because it's cool like that. Let's see. I can't play Groot from hand, so that is a dead card. I am at 5 health right now, but I do have allies. I do have some meat shields. If I do anything with Black Panther, though, he is going to die. And I have a power in all of us, which is only going to be good for a gray card, so I'm probably going to have to use my Make the Call on Black Panther to get use out of that, so it's not a dud. And I do want to use that before my discard pile goes away. We could get Professor X, and that would allow us to confuse him. What other gray minions do we have? We could get Spider-Man back out again and get some thwarting going. Legion. After Legion uses a basic power, discard the top card of your deck if that card has a printed... Okay. I don't know about that. Oh, my helmet. I miss you. I'm sad. Lockjaw. No. White Queen allows us to remove a status. We don't need that right now. When Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost cards discarded this way. That's kind of neat. We could Nick Fury. How could I ever forget about my boy Nick Fury, the best card in the game? So power in all of us. Yeah, I think that is the move. That is going to be our 3rd ally. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to do Master of Magnetism and the power in all of us, and we're going to use our super hidden Make the Call to bring out Nick Fury. I don't think I could exhaust this. It's not an interrupt. So I wouldn't be able to discard those first and then pull it with that. Okay, that's fine. All right, so Nick Fury is going to come out, and I have to draw 3. Hey, Cape. So now we're going to get our first encounter card, because we're going to get double next turn. It's good we're going into our hero form, so he's just going to attack twice, which isn't too bad. Okay. I drew 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see. Before we go... Oh, see, I can't do that yet. Let me see if I can delay anything. That way I can pull it back. Nope, there's no minion. Yeah, there's no way for me to use this because these are both hero actions. So I'm not going to be able to actually get the effect here of shuffling the topmost magnetic card in your discard pile into your deck and heal 1 identity. I wonder if I can heal. It says and. It doesn't say then. So if I can't shuffle the topmost magnetic card in my discard pile, I think I can still heal for 1, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know there's like a whole back and forth between like whether it says and or then, because then means you have to do the first one in order to do the second one, but and is 2 separate actions, and if I can't do the first one I can still do the other. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to tap that and heal for 1. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip over to my hero side. So that is tapped.
currently. Oh, he gains aerial with his cape too? Oh my gosh. I'm going to get rid of Groot and Digging Deep in order to play my Magnetic Cape, which is freaking awesome. That is going to give me aerial, and also after I resolve my magnetic pool, I can exhaust the cape to re-ready Magneto. So I love this character so much. I am going to thwart for 2. I think we get rid of this. So we're going to thwart for 2 here. And then I'm going to do magnetic pool. And for that symbol, I do get a +1 thwart. For that, it's a wild. I don't get anything. Okay, and then we keep this one. That's pretty fun. I'm going to tap my cape to re-ready Magneto. I have +1 thwart now on Magneto. So I'm going to thwart again and get rid of this 3 up here. Then I'm going to thwart with Nick Fury to get rid of Bomb Scare. So we're doing pretty good there. We are going to... I do want to push. Oh yeah, we don't need to use this anymore. So we're going to tap Def Focus to make our next superpower 1 less. We are going to discard Ghost Spider for 1 resource and Electromagnetic Blast for our second one, since we don't really have schemes to take care of anymore. And that is going to let us do 7 damage to Rhino, and he currently has 7 health. So it's going to push him. And I do know defeating a villain stage does count as defeating an enemy, so I do get a tough status for that. I think I'm going to put that on Black Panther, just so I can get another 2 attack out of him. And then I can block with something as well. Yeah, I mean, I am low health as well. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so stage 3, he's gonna have 16 health, and he gains toughness. So we're gonna slot that in right there. And when revealed, stun each hero. Yikes. So I got stunned. At least I got my actions off first. Okay, so I'm probably going to save her to take the hit. So I'm not going to attack with her. I am going to attack with Black Panther, which will get rid of his tough status. So he is now down to 14. And we're going to blow through this phase. As long as we don't get schemed out. So that's going to go away. We cannot play either of these 2 cards. And that is everything we can do. So now, do I want to get rid of either of these? Wrapped in Metal could be good if we get a minion into Magnetic Missile. It's not a superpower though. But I kind of want to keep Metal Shards on top. No, that's okay. Yeah, let's do this, because then we get to see what our hand looks like, and then when I flip over, it's possible that Wrapped in Metal will go back into the deck if I do draw Magnetic Missile. He should have got hit there. Sorry about that. We're going to untap everything. Everything's good. All right. And then we're going to draw up to 5. 3, 4. Oh, we got to make the call. Fun, fun, fun. Not the best hand. Pretty horrible, actually. Lots of minions. But we do have make the call to try to salvage something out of that, which is okay. And our magnetic pull as well. Okay, so he is going to go ahead and attack. He's attacking for 4 base now. Plus 1. Got rid of a minion, thank goodness. So he is attacking for 5. And Maria Hill is going to... Actually, no. Nick Fury is, because he's going to die anyway. Maria Hill lives to see another day. And then I'm going to have to draw an encounter. Wait, what did I say? When did I... I'm kind of curious because I'm sure it was funny. When did I reference allies with, like, chucking the ally? Or did I say summon a minion with make the call? Is that what I said? Oopsie. Okay. You said your hand was full of minions? Oh no! That would not be good. Alright, let's go ahead and draw our encounter. It is an attachment. Oh, it does have a hero action. Interesting. So I have to get rid of 3 strength icons. Oh, or he gets +1 attack. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. Okay. All right, let's see here. So that is it for him. Also, he would have added a threat to that. Seem to skip past that often. All right, so now it is my turn. I am stunned, but it's not the end of the world. So I would go to attack. That is going to get thrown out. Let's see. Is there any reason to wait? I'm going to go ahead and do... I could do make the call. Just get rid of all this. And I would get a minion, and I would get to draw 3. That's my entire hand, though. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's worth it. All right, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and do our magnetic pull. Making sure there's no reason not to. So that is going to give me +1 thwarting. Okay, so we got a double resource. That's good, that's good. So now we could do it for a little bit less. I think now it's worth it, because now we have the double resource for Nick Fury. I'm also going to tap my cape to get Magneto re-readied, since I did my magnetic pull. Make the call. Man, she does hit for 3. She would hit for 6 total. He would hit for 4, 6, 8. So he technically hits for more over time, and he's cheaper. And right now we don't have a power of leadership. So I think we're going to get rid of M and White Fox with our Master of Magnetism. And I'm going to put that on top because I do want to trigger that and put it back into my deck if it's still the top one in a second. We are going to get Nick Fury back out. Make the call there. We're going to draw 3. Ooh, we got a double resource. That's good. That's good. We do have some thwarting power, but Professor X just gets removed afterwards. But he could confuse. So we could confuse him and flip to alter ego pretty safely here. But we would have to get rid of one of our allies here. I could also just metal shards him for 7. That's half of his health. After Legion uses a basic attack. Okay, I mean, there's a chance that does something pretty cool. Legion's okay. It's not super crazy. I do like the idea of confusing him, but then Professor X is a 1-turn ally. That's the only thing that kind of sucks with him. It's very powerful. If I had more to thwart, I think that would be worth it, because he thwarts for 3. But right now he would come out the thwarting wouldn't really matter, and he would just confuse him, which I don't think is going to necessarily save the game or anything. Well, with Nick Fury, we're going to go ahead and thwart for 2. Get rid of these so we have a clean slate. I can make that cheaper as well. It's kind of the beauty of that. I can make that a 2 cost. But all these allies cost 3. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. So I have to really commit like 3 for that, and then I would have a 2. Yeah, I'm going to be 1 resource short in order to do everything. And I could just keep these allies out, you know? Until I have lethal or a reason to get rid of them. Spider-Man can come out and hit for 4. He can hit for 4, 6, 8 instead of 7. But metal shards is only 2. That's like the dilemma, is like I can make metal shards cost cheaper, so 2 for 7 is really, really good. But it's not a minion. Granted, I'm going to keep drawing minions. I feel like I'm like worried about my minions right now. I'm just going to keep drawing them, so it's really not the end of the world. So we're going to go ahead and tap Def Focus. We're going to pay 2 strength. Oh, we could also do that to get rid of his attachment. Nah, we're not worried about that. We're going to pay 2 strength. We're going to go ahead and do metal shards for 7. Oh, wait. He has tough. I forgot about that. So we are going to attack. We're going to attack with Maria Hill. She did great. She did great. And that will get rid of the tough. Then we will do our metal shards. Then we will hit him for 7. Okay, so he is down to 7 health. That gets discarded. And we could attack for 2. I am going to attack for 2 more. So he's down to 5. Black Panther could hit for 2. That would bring him down to 3. Yeah, that would not have been lethal with Spider-Man. All right, then we're going to go ahead and flip over. Top 3 cards are going to go back into the deck, and then we're going to tap Asteroid M. Top magnetic card will go back into the deck. We are also going to heal for 1. So these will get shuffled in there. Everything is tapped except Black Panther, who we're just going to keep alive just so we have another shield, just to be safe. And he still has not burned through his encounter deck, so we are going to avoid that acceleration. I think we should be able to kill him next turn, and then we are good. All right, let's see. Do we want to discard anything? Probably everything, except we could keep Spider-Man. I like that 4 attack play if we need to. So we're going to draw up to 6. Oh, we got metal shards. He's dead. 5, 6. Okay. Everything gets tapped. Consequential damage on Nick Fury, even though he's going to be gone anyway. He's going to go ahead and scheme. I'm sorry, he's going to add a threat first. Go ahead and scheme for 1 plus nothing. And then I am going to draw an encounter card. Discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded this way, the card gains surge. All right. I will do that. No issue. I'll get rid of magnetic armor. Nick Fury is going to get discarded. Okay. Then it's going to be my turn. I'm going to flip into hero form. Tap def focus. We will pay 1 deep and a Spider-Man. And we're going to do metal shards for 7. And he is dead. And we get a toughness token. Needed. You need to do that part. All right, there you go. So that is going to be Rhino on Expert going against Magneto, playing a leadership deck. Gambit did sound fun. I didn't get a chance to use him. But yeah, Rhino is definitely, you know, one of the easiest characters or easiest villains to go against in this game. So it wasn't a super challenging encounter. He does have the possibility of being swingy, where you can just get really unlucky, where he just ends up scheming multiple times and just kind of, you know, a scheme limit of 7 in a single player game. It's very possible for him to do 7 in a turn, you know, without you really having a possibility to retaliate. Oh no. I don't think this would have made... So I just realized I had an encounter card off to the side when I was supposed to double encounter, which would have been a Hydra Mercenary. And the only difference that would have made is I would have had to attack into him first. And I definitely had the damage to do so. So that's one of those moments where I definitely fumbled on one of my encounters, but at least it wasn't scheming. If it was like he schemes again, then there's a chance I would have lost the game. But yeah, it was a Hydra Mercenary, so whoopsie. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, Rhino is pretty straightforward. He just looks to do big damage. His scheming isn't super high, but there are chances of side schemes coming out that could throw a wrench into that a little bit. He's a great intro villain. He's a great way to test new characters if you want to test like a pre-constructed deck after buying a new character, or if you're just trying a different build, you know, you're dipping your toes into deck building. He's a good one to kind of ease your way into. Same with Sandman. He wasn't too bad as well. So yeah, I love this game. You know, I just kind of came back into it recently, and I have just been completely obsessed with collecting all the cards, all the different heroes, the expansions, deck building, actually trying different heroes. You know, I have a ton of heroes that I have not even touched yet. And every time I even go against the same encounter, I have a good time just getting a chance to see how the different characters play against these different types of villains. So next time we are going to do Klaw, which is going to be the second villain of the core box. Definitely a little bit of a bump up in challenge. And then we will end that core set with Ultron. And Ultron on on Expert is pretty intense. In solo, it can be pretty crazy. So that one was the first fight where I really had to push. There was a couple times that I went against him in expert difficulty and won while on the final main scheme, which is kind of like a final countdown. And if you're unable to thwart any of the threat on the scheme, so it literally is like a timer. Like once that fills up, you just lose. And it is just so much fun. Like there's so much to manage. There's a lot more minions going on. Drones are coming out, which are going to be cards out of your deck. You have him being a lot more aggressive. He gets double boost right off the gate with his attack, which starts at 0, but every time he attacks you, he's summoning drones. Later stages, he gets more damage if he has more drones out. So it is a chaotic fight. But man, it is a fun challenge. So I really enjoyed Ultron. I liked the challenge of that, of having to deal with the scheme and minions and the boss and trying to figure out how to manage all of that at the same time. But that's really all I've seen so far. So anything beyond that point is going to be brand new for me, which is exciting. So you'll get to see my kind of first impressions of those villains as we go. And hopefully in the future here, if Amber wants to do a stream with me, or if John even wants to play, or all three of us, we can have a 2 or 3 player game and stream that as well and have that on the channel. I think that'd be super awesome. We're getting a little bit more efficient, so my plays are getting shorter in time. So I don't think these games are taking as long as they were the first time I was kind of, learning everything, but about an hour for this. I could probably get it down to like 45 minutes, 30 minutes if I was really just kind of, pushing through and not talking about it. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do plan on getting some more Marvel Champions out there just because I am super obsessed with this game right now. So it just gives me another excuse to play and use all my fun little, attachments and things that I bought for it. And we do have another game that's going to be on the channel that is a game that we're play testing and having a chance to review early. So it is not officially out yet, but we did get a copy. So I don't know if that's going to be a stream, but that'll most likely be a video on the channel. So that's pretty exciting, and that's something to look out for. And then we will probably jump back into some of the other games that we were already started. So like Aeon's End, we're going to do some more Aeon's End on the channel. Mistborn, I may do another Mistborn playthrough. People seem to really enjoy that one, and I just love playing that game, so I'm all for giving that another shot. Maybe doing it with a different character this time. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for today. So I will catch you guys on the next stream, and we should hopefully have a new video out later this week. And I hope to see you on the next one, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.